article says by MoneyWise, it says, I've gotten beat. Mark Cuban admits that after pumping $20 million into 85 startups on Shark Tank, he's down across all those deals combined. 3 simple lessons to take into 2025. And it says Mark Cuban became a billionaire by starting and selling multiple businesses. However, he gained fame by appearing on the hit TV show Shark Tank on ABC. Hosts on the popular reality series are often portrayed as ruthless negotiators and savvy investors. Keyword is portrayed, right? Portrayed. However, in 2022 interview, Mark Cuban revealed that his broad suite of investments on the show had made a net loss. I've gotten beat, the billionaire said on the Full Send podcast. The billionaire has deployed roughly $20 million into 85 companies across 111 episodes of the show since 2009. This rare sneak peek behind the scene of the reality TV show offers ordinary savers and investors 3 key lessons. So start off with Mark Cuban though, right? I don't know if it's Shark Tank that made him popular or being the owner of the Dallas Mavericks and always fighting with the referees and being all up in the locker room. You know, Mark Cuban was like if Suge Knight would describe, was the owner of a basketball team, right? And he was trying to recruit a player. He would say, if you don't want an owner all up in your locker room, all up on your bench, all up on the court, fighting with the referees, getting you technical fouls and stuff like that, then come over to my team. Because Mark Cuban, as the basketball team owner back in the days, was a headache. I remember when the Miami Heat beat the Dallas Mavericks, they were up to, we're not talking about with LeBron, I'm talking about with Shaq and Dwayne Wade and Udonis Haslem. Who else did we have on that team? We had Gary Payton, I believe, right? And Dallas Mavericks were up 2-0. It looked like they were going to crush the Heat. Game 3, Miami Heat is down by God knows how many points, and then Dwayne Wade just took off, and they won 4 straight against the Dallas Mavericks. All right, that was pretty much my first introduction to Mark Cuban. All right, but for maybe everybody else, Shark Tank is where they know him from. But all right, so it says the rare sneak peek behind the scenes of the reality show offers 3 key lessons. So startups are risky, that's a fact. The type of investments popularized by the show like Shark Tank can be described as angel investing or startup investing. This is because the ideas presented on the show are usually for early stage companies with a short track record and often showcase eye-catching ideas rather than established businesses. In this asset class, Cuban's track record isn't unusual. According to the data from San Francisco-based research organization startup Genome, is that how you say? I don't know if that's how you say it, right? 90% of startups will eventually fail. Venture capitalists know this and often rely on the power law to make a return. According to Common Fund Private Equity, in other words, most startup investors expect only 1 or 2 firms to in their portfolio to offer such massive returns that it offsets losses across the rest of the portfolio. This investment style isn't suitable for everyone. Mark Cuban's net worth is $5.7 billion according to Forbes, so losing $20 million doesn't necessarily move the needle for him much. However, the average saver or investor may need a different, less risky approach. I don't think it's the money that makes that's the problem for Mark Cuban. I think it's his political advocacy that might be a bigger problem for him, right? So, and from what I heard is the reason that he is the way he is because he has hurt feelings. I don't know. I could be wrong. Allegedly hurt feelings, right? Established businesses are safer alternatives. Instead of focusing on early stage companies with lofty expectations of future returns, investors could turn their attention to established firms with robust track records. For instance, Cuban acquired a majority stake in the NBA Dallas Mavericks for $285 million from real estate developer Ross Perot. Really? You got it from Ross Perot? I didn't know that. 20 years after the brand had been established, this would go on to be one of his most successful investments. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. And having Dirk Nowitzki defeat LeBron James, having JJ Barea back down, or not back down, but post up, play immaculate defense on LeBron James when he was with the Miami Heat. That was a sight to see, and that's why it was a pretty good investment for Mark Cuban, all right? I credit JJ Barea alone for that, all right? Good morning, Alexis. How are you doing today? Similarly, you can pick beaten down or overlooked companies with a long track record. Nike, for instance, has lost a lot of its value since 2021. This stock might be in a better position than many unprofitable and overvalued startups with flimsy business models. However, another key lesson from Cuban's investing history is that he spreads his money across different bets. Diversification is important. Cuban's portfolio stretches far beyond the 85 companies he selected on Shark Tank. His company has stakes in various firms ranging from affordable generic drug companies and to tech and entertainment companies. The well-diversified approach could be one of the reasons why the entrepreneur has continued to build wealth despite several missteps and failed ventures along the way. The lesson for ordinary investors is clear: diversify. Yeah, I don't know. The Pro Shares S&P 500 Dividends Aristocrats ETF, BATS Noble, offers a convenient way to gain exposure to several well-established firms. The fund allocates capital to large cap S&P 500 stocks that have increased their dividends for at least 25 consecutive years and limits the exposure of each sector to less than 30% of the total portfolio. Let's see. Any other lessons? I think that's about it. That is about it. Anyways, now about Mark Cuban. I think that how did Mark Cuban actually get his money, right? How did Mark Cuban actually make his money? So let's take a quick look. Mark Cuban. How did he make his money? So basically, let's not use that one. So let me see a good one to use. Well, that doesn't sound very nice. Well, I'm not gonna. All right, so let's see. Let me see. Now, where's that article? So let's see. So Mark Cuban?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Let me see. Where is a good article for this? Let's see his wiki. All right, so basically what I read, it was from AudioNet and broadcast.com. So this is how he made like a majority of his money, right? So in 1995, Cuban and fellow Indiana University alumnus Todd Wagner joined AudioNet, founded in 1989 by Chris Jaeb, who retained 10% of his company, combining their mutual interest in Indiana Hoosiers, college basketball, and webcasting. With a single server and an ISDN line, AudioNet became broadcast.com in 1998. By 1999, broadcast.com had grown to 330 employees and 13.5 million in revenue for the second quarter. In 1999, broadcast.com helped launch the first live streamed Victoria's Secret fashion show. Okay. That's how he did it. All right. Case closed. That's how he did it. They live streamed the first Victoria's Secret fashion show, and that's what blew it up. That year, during the dot-com boom, broadcast.com was acquired by Yahoo for $5.7 billion stock. Interestingly enough, right, if broadcast.com was acquired by Yahoo for $5.7 billion, and I'm not sure what Mark Cuban necessarily got out of that, but I mean, in 1999, right, is it unreasonable to say that Mark Cuban should have had a much, much bigger net worth if currently his net worth is 5.7 billion? If it was acquired in 1999 for 5.7 billion, am I off to think that his net worth should be a lot higher than that? I don't know, right? It says the Guinness Book of Records credits Cuban with the largest single e-commerce transaction after purchasing a Gulfstream V-Jet for $40 million over the internet in October 1999. Yahoo's costly purchase of broadcast.com is now regarded as one of the worst internet acquisitions of all time. Shout out to Yahoo. they gave Mark Cuban the bag. Broadcast.com and Yahoo's other broadcasting services were discontinued within a few years after the acquisition. Cuban has repeatedly described himself as very lucky to have sold the company before the dot-com bubble burst. However, he also emphasized that he hedged against the Yahoo shares he received from the sale and would have lost most of his fortune if he had not done so. Cuban continues to work with Wagner in another venture, 2929 Entertainment, which provides vertically integrated productions and distribution of films and video. That's all I really care to read about. That's all I really care to read about, all right? So let's get to it. We're going to wrap it up for today. Let's see. All right, let me check the chat and then we'll get out of here, all right? Let me check the chat, we'll get out of here. So, let's see.
It's Tech Coach Ralph TVV. Yeah. Men lying, women lying, numbers manipulate. Don't matter what no one say, I throw the stats away. No need for calculators, we already greater. No need to validate us. It's Tech Coach Ralph TV. Get up, it is Saturday morning. I've got to get my coffee cause I can't stop yawning. Get to watch my favorite show today. Men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate. Tech Coach Ralph and Mitch and Yakar, that's how it be. Shooting galaxies from their hands, it's Tech Coach Ralph TV. You don't need to grab your remote because you'll be floating free. Don't gotta worry about negative forces, it's positivity. Get up, it is Saturday morning. I've got to get my coffee cause I can't stop yawning. Get to watch my favorite show today. Men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate. Get up, it is Saturday morning. I've got to get my coffee cause I can't stop the yawning. But I get to watch my favorite show today. Men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Men lie, women lie. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Men lie, women lie. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Tech Coach Ralph and Mitch and Yakar, that's how it be. Shooting galaxies from their hands, it's Tech Coach Ralph TV. You don't need to grab your remote because you'll be floating free. Don't gotta worry about negative forces, it's positivity. Tech Coach Ralph and Mitch and Yakar, that's how it be. Shooting galaxies from their hands, it's Tech Coach Ralph TV. You don't need to grab your remote because you'll be floating free. Don't gotta worry about negative forces, it's positivity. Get up, it is Saturday morning. I've got to get my coffee cause I can't stop yawning. Get to watch my favorite show today. Men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate. Yeah, number manipulate. Yeah, numbers manipulate. Yeah, numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate.